The world does not need to see your sweat, your tears, or your struggle. It only needs to witness your arrival. When you constantly broadcast your pain, your hardships, and your daily battles, you aren't building strength. You are leaking power. Silence is the ultimate laboratory where true resilience is forged. Land high atop a jagged mountain range wrapped in violent, unpredictable winds, a young golden eagle named Coco learned this heavy truth. Coco was born with a wing that was slightly shorter than the other, making it incredibly difficult for him to catch the updrafts. While the other young birds flew effortlessly, Coco would crash into the rocks, his feathers bloodied and his muscles torn. Mon, frustrated and desperate for sympathy, Coco spent his days crying out to the colony. He would sit on the lowest ledger, chirping loudly about how hard the wind was, how unfair his wing was, and how much pain he endured just to lift off the ground. The other birds would nod, offer empty words of pity, and then fly away, leaving him behind. Coco mistook their pity for support. He began to lean into his identity as a victim, believing that complaining about his struggle gave him a special status in the flock. One evening, an ancient, scarred black eagle named Vane landed heavily on Coco's ledger. Vane had survived 100 winter storms and carried the quiet majesty of a king. Coco immediately began his routine. "Look at my wing, elder," Coco complained. "Look at how hard I must fight just to stay on this rock. No one understands how deeply I suffer." Vane didn't look at him with pity. His piercing eyes narrowed. "Your tongue is louder than your wings, young one," Vane said coldly. "Every time you scream your struggle to the valley, you hand over your power to the wind. Pity is a cheap drug. It makes you feel comforted while keeping you weak. The mountains do not care about your excuses, and predators do not negotiate with your pain." Vane pointed his great beak toward the highest, most violent peak. "If you want to rule the sky, shut your beak. Go to the high rocks where the storms hit the hardest. Fight your battle in absolute isolation. Let the wind tear at you, let your muscles burn, but do not make a sound. Build your power in the dark." Shamed but deeply stirred, Coco left the lower colony that very night. He flew to the highest, loneliest peak where no other bird could see him. For months, Coco endured absolute agony. His short wing cramped, the freezing rain battered his chest, and he failed 1,000 times. Whenever the urge to cry out or return to the colony for sympathy arose, he remembered Vane's words and choked it down. He suffered in total, banned, because he couldn't rely on a perfect wing. The silence forced him to develop something greater: immense core strength, razor-sharp focus, and a flawless understanding of the wind's currents. His struggle, kept entirely inside, compressed into pure, unyielding power. One afternoon, a massive, catastrophic storm hit the mountain range, trapping the entire flock on the lower ledges. The winds were too chaotic, threatening to smash any bird that attempted to fly. Suddenly, a shadow fell over them. The colony looked up in awe. Emerging from the blackest storm clouds was Coco. He wasn't flapping frantically. He was gliding with absolute majesty, cutting through the violent gales with effortless, terrifying precision. His shorter wing was no longer a defect. It was a tightly tuned instrument of survival. He didn't drop down to brag, nor did he recount the agonizing months on the peak. He simply soared above them, a silent king commanding the sky. The colony didn't need to know his struggle. Power spoke for itself. The story of Coco teaches us that your struggle is a private transaction between you and your destiny. We live in a culture that encourages us to broadcast our pain and seek validation for our hardships. But when you look for pity You trade long-term power for short-term comfort. People often tolerate your struggle because it assures them that you aren't a threat. Blend Jots, stop feeding the world your vulnerability before it is turned into victory. Guard your battles with fierce privacy. Work through your pain, build your discipline, and execute your strategy in total silence. Let your preparation remain completely invisible, so that when you finally step into the light, your success shocks the world.